Howdy y'all and welcome. Hope everybody's doing great out there today and happy first day of spring as well. And I'm sure y'all saw on the thumbnail of the video that we're going to be dealing with some springtime snow, and we'll get in there here in a little bit and take a look at that. We're going to take a look at the upper layers of the atmosphere, which is the jet stream. As you can see, we're dealing with a little bit of a troughing pattern out here out east and a little bit of a ridging pattern out west. Let's bring some warm air out west and some really windy conditions here out east. You see how close the isobars are together? Some really high winds. And as we push this further in the future, we're going to come into a little bit of a stationary pattern up until the 22nd into the 25th. As you can see, we're going to be dealing with a little bit of a troughing pattern by this time. It's going to be bringing some really cold air and some potential snow as well. We're going to be back-to-back troughing patterns as we head into the end of the month. Now, to take a look at something that's more familiar to y'all, take a look at the simulated radars. You see, really not much is going on today. Just some lake effect snow over here by Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and New Hampshire, and Vermont. Really much of the country is going to be pretty nice today. Then as we head off into hump day, we can see that we're going to be dealing with some potential severe weather down here by Texas and Oklahoma. There's a marginal risk in effect for hail and damaging winds, so be aware of that tomorrow. And on Thursday, there's going to be another chance for severe weather. There's a marginal risk down here in southeastern Texas near Houston. So again, please be hyper weather aware for the next couple days, as extreme weather can happen on marginal risk days. Then as we move past Thursday, and if we head closer to the weekend, we're going to be dealing with some really heavy precipitation down south and some really heavy snowfall up north from Wisconsin up into Montana. It's looking like right around 3 to 6 inches on average is going to be possible. So please be aware of this. If you're heading out and about, be careful on the roads and use your common sense and turn those headlights on out there as well. And as we head further and further into the weekend, we're going to be coming in on some potential severe weather by Saturday over here in the East Coast near North Carolina and Virginia. Doing some heavy snowfall up here in the Northeast as well, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. Some icing over here in Nebraska, heavy snowfall from in the Dakotas up into Montana and out west. And then it's going to get more organized as we head into next week. Some really heavy snowfall, potential blizzard-like conditions up here by Minnesota and Wisconsin, so be aware of this as well. This will obviously change. Anything over 100 hours out is definitely subject to change as we head off into Manic Monday. Something like a low pressure system is going to be centered over Missouri and Arkansas, where there could be some severe weather. Keyword there is could be. Some backside snow as well. And it's going to get more organized than Wisconsin. Minnesota is going to be getting hammered again. And out west, y'all going to be getting hammered as well. And then as we head into the 28th, it's looking like we could be dealing with some mountain snow. Now this is well over 240 hours out. Definitely will change. But definitely something to keep our eye on. As I take a look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook here on the Climate Protection Center, we can see much of the country is going to be dealing with well above average precipitation for this time of year, except for down here by Alaska and Hawaii. Next 8 to 14 days, we head off into April Fool's Day. It's looking like much of the country is going to remain above average, except for down here by southern Texas. Looks like below average precipitation is expected for y'all. Now, I forgot to mention that the Northeast, the snowfall for y'all. Take a look at the National Weather Service here of what they think. Now this will only take us out into Friday. I know there's going to be some snowstorms after that, but it's looking like right around 3 to 6, and locally higher amounts is going to be possible by the 22nd, so definitely be aware of this as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what kind of temperature y'all could be coming in on. Since we already know that there's going to be some snowstorms, unfortunately. We're already in the spring. We don't want to let go yet. Now we're going to take a look at the above or below average temperature anomalies. As you can see, the greens and the blues are the below average, the reds are obviously the above average. Push this forward, we can see much of the eastern half of the country is going to be dealing with some sort of below average temperatures, while the western half and a little bit of the central half is going to be dealing with some above average temperatures. Then as we move off into right around the 22nd to the 25th time period, we can see well below average temperatures from Montana down into the Dakotas here. But then we're going to go into a little bit of above average temperature pattern here by the 25th out east, well below average temperatures out west. And then we're going to be dealing with a really cold pattern as we head into the 27th and 28th. Now, how does this translate to the temperatures, you may ask? Well, as we see today, we're going to be really chilly out there, unfortunately. First day of spring. Of course, it's going to be cold. It seems like it's always cold on the first day of spring. It's going to warm up here a little bit by the evening time. And we'll be warming up, cooling down. We're still going to be really chilly for this time of year for really much of the country through the 22nd. Then as we head into next week, watch this. A little bit of a low pressure system is going to be coming through, bringing really chilly air. Or negative degree temperature is going to be expected by the 26th and the 27th, so definitely prepare for this. Looks like it's going to be the winter's last wrath before warm air is going to be coming back. And Climate Prediction Center is saying that there's going to be a risk of hazardous temperatures from the 27th and the 29th, so definitely prepare for this. Hope y'all got out and enjoyed those nice warm temperatures, and hopefully y'all get those plants covered up. If you have any of those annuals out there, or even those perennials, make sure you cover those up, because those are going to get some frost on them. I know here at the Williams Weather headquarters, we got some trees that are budding, so definitely not good. We always seem to get frost this time of year. We always get that false spring before we actually get into actual spring. And really, it turns more into summertime. Now, as we take a look at what the Climate Protection Center thinks on what we're going to be dealing with as far as temperatures go, it's looking like really much of the western half of the country is going to be dealing with way below average temperatures, while the eastern half is going to be dealing with above average temperatures heading out into the 28th. Alaska, you're going to be dealing with way above average temperatures. Next 8 to 14 days is looking like much of the country is going to be dealing with below average temperatures as we're heading into spring, while the Northeast is going to be dealing with above average, as well as Florida and Alaska. So it's looking like we're going to be more or less heading from winter into summer again this year, unfortunately. So definitely prepare for the cold air, although it's spring, y'all. Now let's go ahead and get into the solar eclipse outlook here. Take a look at pivotal weather. So take us out into the 8th. Now this is the CFS model. Y'all remember my last video, I said this is the most unreliable model you can go with, but we're going to take a look at it anyways. It's looking like much of the solar eclipse zone is going to be pretty darn dry, except for over here in Michigan and over here by New York. I'm dealing with some snow by this time. Definitely subject to change, so definitely be aware of this. Take a look at the temperatures by this time. It's looking like we could be coming in on some really chilly air, but obviously this is subject to change, so definitely take this with a grain of salt. And stay tuned to my X and Facebook pages, as I will have further updates on the solar eclipse forecast, and I do daily weather updates on there as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that too. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's forecast. It's looking like as we're coming into spring, it's looking like we're coming into more of a winter-like weather pattern, so definitely don't be fooled. It's looking like some cold air is coming back, y'all, and some snow as well. So if you like the video, please make sure you hit that like button. If you're on Rumble, make sure you hit that follow button down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, so you're never miss an upload. Because here at Williams Weather, we try to make weather forecasting fun and informative. If you have any feedback for me, make sure you leave it in the comment section down below. Constructive feedback helps provide you, the viewer, better and more informative content in the future. So again, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, never stop forecasting.